Is it coming home? Should I settle down?
Well,
No, look.
it's there's more chance of it coming home than before yesterday. I have to say, this morning, waking up here, I actually thought it was amazing last night. I thought it was an amazing game of football. I thought it was an amazing achievement by the players who played, by the manager. The game had absolutely everything that you would want in a football match. It was going into the Lions' Den, conditions difficult, delayed kickoff, penalties, sendings off, everything that you would want in a brilliant football match happened, and England were absolutely magnificent. They really were. I couldn't be more proud this morning. I think that I've been quite underwhelmed at times and been nervous around, particularly our defensive shape and our vulnerability defensively. But a couple of things. One, I thought the first half last night, I thought our shape was fantastic. I thought that the wide players connected a lot more with their rest of their defensive unit, and I thought we were really compact. I thought Kane and Bellingham were a little bit tighter as well to Rice and Anderson. Thought the back four looked more solid, and I felt really comfortable in the first half. They had a lot of possession, and they had a lot of what would be not domination, but they had a lot of the ball in the sort of last third of the pitch, and I felt as though we were sort of controlling the game but without possession, and I felt quite comfortable watching us, and I was complimentary. I thought at half time, yeah, we conceded a goal from a set piece, which was disappointing, but I was really comfortable with that first half. And then the second half, it goes a bit more punch for punch, which, in football, you've got to be able to do both things. You've got to be able to manage games without possession. You've got to be able to dominate with possession, but you've also got to be able to go punch for punch and just dig in there and show grit and determination and fight. And I have to say, every single one of them out on that pitch last night did that. And then above and beyond that, then you sit Jude Bellingham, who, look, going into this tournament, my personal words were that I didn't think it was a question between Jude Bellingham and Morgan Rogers. I think Morgan Rogers is a great player, but Jude Bellingham has to play. But I did say that I felt that the only one player that we had in the team that was world class was Harry Kane. And that Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham were maybe just sort of edging towards it. I think in this tournament, Jude Bellingham, if I didn't think he was world class before the tournament, I think he's absolutely smashed through that ceiling. What we saw last night was a complete performance. It was absolutely incredible. And we've seen that over the last few weeks. From the very first game in that tunnel, when he walked out against Croatia, I remember seeing an image of I think it zoomed in on Anderson, and he was quite fierce and quite sort of what would be serious. And then it went to Jude Bellingham, and he was just sort of looked like he was enjoying it. He looked completely and utterly free, and he has carried England, I have to say, in these last 5 matches. He's been unbelievable, along with Harry Kane. But Bellingham's another level in these 5 matches. And yeah, I couldn't speak highly enough of him in terms of his performance last night. It was perfect.
Yeah, it certainly was. What a joy to watch. I've got to talk about Norway then in the quarters on Saturday. Erling Haaland and co sent Brazil home last night. So look, the bookies have got England as favourites. Do you agree? Can that defence that we saw yesterday, can they stop Haaland?
It's tough to stop Haaland because he's sort of what would be, he can be anonymous in matches. He doesn't touch it a lot, but you know that he's explosive, and he was devastating yesterday against Brazil. Those 2 goals were absolutely brilliant. Classic Haaland. The first one, just slipping in front of and moving in front of Gabriel with a brilliant header. Then the second one is just pure, just touch and a powerful hit that, beats one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Difficult to stop him for 90 minutes, or if it's extra time as well, 120 minutes. But we should be favourites. I don't think that's us getting carried away. I think we should be favourites to beat Norway, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough on Saturday, and it would have been tough, obviously, being playing Brazil. You're in a World Cup quarter-final. I thought Ødegaard played well yesterday as well for Norway. I thought that not necessarily in his final part, but in the bit in which he moved around and sort of kept the ball for them. They've got some good players. The manager was really brave for Norway at half-time, changing the 2 wide players. I thought that had a big impact on the game. Yeah, look, Norway have got some firepower. They've got a front 4, whoever they play up there, but Haaland obviously right at the point of it, that are dangerous, and England are going to have to be on their guard. So more like we saw in the first half last night, and obviously towards the end, where England were really compact, aggressive, quite determined. just get rid of those one or two little bugs. We had, obviously, I think we went a little bit deep for the Raul Jimenez header, which Jordan Pickford made a great save. I just thought Connors engaged, just sagged a little bit, just getting up. You can't drop back in on top of your goalkeeper with Erling Haaland. And then set pieces, you just got to make sure you're in that first contact. It's a classic sort of thing. If you concede from set pieces, it'll undermine your performances. So if we can get rid of those one or two little bugs that we had last night in that first half, we were near on perfect defensively. So as the tournament progresses, the big thing about yesterday for me was, do England step up? Can England step up? And by goodness, did they step up last night? So yeah, brilliant. A game to look forward to in Miami on Saturday, but it's going to be tough. England should just edge it, but it's dangerous.